Hello learners, welcome to this new session on reading to improve your comprehension skills. I think you all must like reading. Don't we all read storybooks, novels, magazines, other kind of books and literature, newspapers, comics? So reading is a very important part of our life. In fact, when you are commuting to college, we read even the billboards on the sides. When you were a small child, the first thing you did was to start turning the pages of the picture books, alphabet books, number books, and all those pictures, the glossy children's books. Do you remember? Yes, so your academic journey at BVRIT also begins with reading, turning of pages. Because the journey of a lifetime starts with the turning of a page. Reading is a very necessary skill in life, and for 16% of our time we are reading. So why should you read? I'll give you 5 solid reasons for that. For your brain to function properly, you need to read. Just as the body needs exercise, the brain muscles also need exercise. And of different kinds. So you have a variety of reading, it will be good for you. Second, it improves your vocabulary. You need to be a very rich vocabulary banker, to be a good communicator. So it's important that you read a lot and build up on your vocabulary so that you become an effective writer and speaker. Then it increases your knowledge. We live today in a knowledge society where it's available for everybody at the click of the mouse. So you should be well-read and well-informed person so that when you meet people, you are able to discuss and, if need be, write using the correct knowledge and vocabulary. Next, to sharpen your memory, it's very important that you keep reading. And repetitive activities sharpen the brain. And then you become a better writer. So how nice. It's actually simple if you see. And if you love reading, if you fall in love with reading, it will help you. So keep a journal from today and start writing little. Now we need to tell you about reading comprehension, because reading comprehension passages and texts are very important. So reading is recognizing words and comprehension is understanding what you are reading. You will come across reading comprehension passages right from your first year till you go for your placements. So it's very important that you read and understand so that you are able to answer whatever questions are posed to you. Now, how do you improve your comprehension skills? You can improve them by extensive reading. Extensive reading all kinds of books, magazines, newspapers, whatever you can lay your hands on. What happens is, the first thing is, it helps you to think in the new language. When you read English books and stories, you will be thinking in that language as to what is going to happen next in the story. Secondly, it helps to build a better vocabulary for you, so you will be a rich banker. And then provides us models of good writing. Authors and writers are experienced people who have been writing and reading a lot. A good reader makes a good writer. So we get good models of writing to emulate, to learn, and it also helps you to naturally improve your comprehension or understanding. The more you read, the better you become. It's all about practicing the skill. And one important skill is critical thinking. In the 21st century, you are supposed to be critical thinkers. So when you read a text, you are analyzing. There is an interaction between the text and you. Why has the author written this? Is it true? Is it a fact or an opinion? and you go on interacting, so you become a critical thinker. And there are two types of reading, intensive and extensive. Intensive is what you read specifically your textbooks and lab manuals and all to remember specific information about a concept and also to be able to write in your exams. But extensive reading is fun, it's for pleasure. You can read what you want, and the bonus is that you will become a good writer. So you have to read. It's for pleasure, general reading, and then it's one of the best ways to learn a new language. So there is a whole range of writings that you can read, and now of course blogs and all are there. So there also you can read also and you can write also. Predict and infer. These are two techniques for good comprehension. So when you get a text passage, how do you deal with it? The first is prediction, a good guess. And then second is inference. What is the author's point of view? Those two things you have to understand. So prediction involves thinking ahead while reading. So you are thinking, looking at the images, titles and subtitles, what is going to come next? That is prediction. In a story, the initial sequence is taken to predict what will happen in the coming sequences. And it helps you to make a connection between what you are reading and what you already know. Next is your inference. Now, writers are complex people. They won't simply write anything directly at times. In English, there is something known as reading between the lines. So trying to understand what is the author's view or opinion. So we draw conclusions from what is stated to understand what is implied by the author. Not simple, but then you have to learn as you read. Then, to become a critical thinker, all these texts are interspersed with facts and opinions. So you should know what is a fact, what is an opinion. So fact is which can be proved by evidence. Like example is given, statistics is there, research findings are there. So those are facts. Opinions on the other hand are writers' own views. For that there is no evidence. But you should be able to distinguish between them. And let's have a quick recap. Reading comprehension is reading to understand the material that you are reading. The skills that you develop when you read are 5. You improve the functioning of your brain, increase your vocabulary, increase your knowledge, sharpen your memory, and it makes you a good writer. So don't forget the journal below. Make a journal and start writing today. Then techniques for good comprehension are prediction and inference, a good guess and trying to understand the author's point of view. Then distinguishing between facts and opinions, which make you a critical thinker. So I'll conclude with the big concept. When you have the ability to understand any text, you are able to respond to that information presented in any form. And then this is a very useful skill both for your academics and for your workplace skills. So thank you and happy reading.